there is a red, green, white. There is a red, green, white nexus to attack us. Now, how do we tackle the problem would be addressed in this session. So it is now going to be a call for action. Now, all individuals can, as citizens, as Hindus, take actions against this rampant Hinduphobia in all fronts. We have to attack. We have to attack these negative forces against us. Take things in our hands, form autonomous groups, and then take action legally and otherwise. Say you can act if you're a media person, if you're in the legal field, if you're a teacher, if you're a student, or even a lay person, you can take action. Now we'll come to this section where we have a young woman advocate called Yukti Rathi, who has effectively done this. She's a living testimony to how to take actions against this Hindu phobia. So let us go to her. I would give a brief introduction about her. She is a social activist, a practicing lawyer, a master's in law from University of Delhi, and then she's taken legal actions on the Bollywood mafia, like Tandav. We had the Tandav Amazon series where Hindu gods and goddesses were really abused. They were showed in very bad light, even using very low-level languages. So she placed criminal complaints against them. She made a campaign and even forced them to retract and apologize. Amazon Prime and its whole authorities there, they apologized. They were forced to apologize. She took legal action. She even raised the campaign on the social media where many people together contested it. So that was a very big plus point. And recently, she also filed criminal complaints against Swara Bhaskar for having to compare Hindutva, giving a false equivalence to Hindutva with Taliban, the terrorism, jihadist Taliban. So she contested it by filing criminal complaints. So we have now with us Yukti Rathi showing us the way, leading us the way, how to fight, how to take action against this Hindu phobia, how to get rid of this mental block first recognize the problems which we have, like our delegates have delineated all that. Now, how to take action. Over to you, Yukti ji, please proceed.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Gayatri ji. Namaste. Namaste to all.
Welcome. Please give us
Yes,
enlighten us
yes.
and the audience, especially the young ones, to take inspiration from you. How to take action against
Thank you. Thank you so much. I would like to thank the organizers for giving me the opportunity to speak against the Hindus, how Hindus are attacked by the red, white, green Axis forces against the Hindus. Thank you so much, Gayatri ji, for inviting me. Thank you again. In the last 2 days, I heard all the enlightening speech, all the Hindu minds, how the great Hindu minds who come together to buzz the anti-Hindu propaganda. I'm glad that we have begun to respond and counter the Hindu haters wherever required, whenever required. We are now giving out the clear message that Hindus will not tolerate the violence against them. Today, we are in the very deep crisis where Hindu values, Hindu system, Hindu traditions, and Hindu cultures are distorted. The history is damaged. The damaged histories are taught to us in the schools, in the colleges. The factory of lies is aimed at us for removing our identity, to making us fail. Hindus have faced the genocide against themselves from last 1400 years. All the eminent speakers had discussed how this green, white, red axis forces attacked us. And the recent example we have seen, the latest example is that the dismantling global Hindutva conference was organized, which is failed. We failed at because we come together and we busted their propaganda. We failed at. But the bias, the problem is the biased human rights activists, the biased politicians, the fake news spreaders like Wire, Alt News, all they together come to wage a war against Hindus. Not Hindus, they wage a war against India. But nobody will come against them. Nobody talks about the Hindu human rights. Nobody talks about how Hindus are killed, how Hindus are regularly killed, how Hindu history is distorted. I ask here, does Hindu does not have any human rights? Why the human rights of Hindu is violated regularly? And the simple thing is, they think they have to target everything which is related to Hindu. They have the problem, the very core problem from the word Hindu. If you're a Hindu, no one will ever talk about your fundamental right, about your constitutional right. Like in Bengal, Hindus are being killed for pursuing their right to vote. Right to vote is the democratic right. We are not living in monarchy. We are not living in dictatorship. We have democracy. So they have pursued their right to vote, but they are killed. Women are raped for not voting for TMC, for not voting for Mamta Banerjee. And what about their fundamental right? So this is a clear message for us that if we are a Hindu, no one will talk about the infringement of our fundamental right. The plight of Kashmiri Pandits are ignored. The Hindus are killed in Mopla riots, which is ignored. And we don't even know about that. Many of us know about that, what happened in the Kerala in the Mopla riots. But the terrorist who will kill Hindus, the terrorist who will kill everyone, will get protection internationally from the human right activists, from their religious board, from their Waqf boards. But Hindus will not get any protection. They will ask for the human rights of the Kasab who genocidally killed everyone brutally. But they will ask for their rights. The courts will open for the midnight hearing of Yakum Menon. And the Bollywoodians like Salman Khan will come forward and say that you can take action against his brother, but why you are taking action? Why you are taking action against Yakum Memon? But the same Salman Khan and the whole group is silent when the Hindus are killed, when the rights of Hindus are violated. Women were raped brutally in Bengal. Minors were raped. Families were distorted. But nobody comes. This is an international matter. Women is not, it's all about India or it's all about Hindus. This is an international matter. But nobody come forward to support the Hindus. If you are a Hindu, you will be forced to feel like a second class citizen. You will be treated like a second class citizen. Hinduism has been long attacked from long, or I will say this is a physical assault, mental assault. They have assaulted us in many ways. Hindus around the world face daily human right pollution, which we can see in media, which is shockingly supported by the international communities. Abductions, rapes of women, murders, criminal conspiracy, enforced disappearance, child trafficking, sexual abuse, vandalizing of homes, vandalizing of temples, looting of shops, destroying business of Hindus. Specifically, they destroy business of Hindus. They This is all type of physical violence, and I will say this is an assault. This is crime against Hindus. We are targeted from many years, and this is a planned systematic violence against the Hindus, which is ignored intentionally, They ignored by themselves. There is a story, not a story, this is a real incident that an 8-year-old boy was trapped in a blasphemy law under the Pakistan. He was trapped under that. And in the Pakistan, the punishment for blasphemy law is a death penalty. So 8-year old, there's a chances that he will now face the death penalty for entering in the mosque. So nobody reported that. No media reported that. No mainstream media, no mainstream news channel showed that how the 8-year-old will now be will now face this crime, will now face this propaganda against him. So this is a systematically attacked. Hindus are attacked where they are minority, and Hindus are attacked where they are majority. They are attacked everywhere. Hinduism has historically been the easiest target for the academic assault. This conference, which was organized against the Hindus, this is an academic assault. This colonial academic assault is aligned with the media influencers, the newspaper, magazine, and which is promoted by the political leaders of radicals like overseas, magazines, leader, and this is a Hindu hate. This is clearly a Hindu hate. But in this, we also see the new Hindu efforts. We all come together and organize the global conference against them to burst their propaganda. So this is a good example of the Hindu awakening, that we are awakening. We are speaking for our rights. I think the best response to the assault, to the crime against Hindus is the legal response. We can legally respond against them. We can try our best. As a lawyer, I have tried my best to fight for my rights, fight my fundamental right, to fight for my Hindu human rights who hurt my religious sentiments. Because I have seen that Bollywood always target the Hindus. Like in many instances, you see the movies like PK, oh my God. They give us the impression that Hinduism is regressive, the casteist, misogynist religion, how Hindu have all the problem, how Hinduism have all the problems, how Hindu priests have all the problems. But Maulvis and pastors are paragons of virtue. They are wonderful. They do everything perfect, but the Hindu priests are wrong. So this is a propaganda. And the problem is the media and Bollywood influences the public, influence the youth, influences the opinion and behavior of every individual. And these same Bollywoodians say no to using color in Holi for saving animals. But the same say Eid Mubarak, but they will not say that don't cut animals on Bakra Eid. They do not call for stopping of animal sacrifice. This is a hypocrisy. This is a great big example of hypocrisy. There are many examples. I'm just giving a one example. They have also made a recently shameful, fake, irrelevant series, the Tandav series. The name itself is wrong. Tandav. The using the Shivji, using Hindu religion, they named this as Tandav, in which they have shown the characters representing Hindu gods, Hindu goddesses, shown speaking in very bad language, undignified language, unacceptable language, using low level languages. So I thought to campaign against that, and I have strongly campaigned against the makers of Tandav series for hurting my sentiments, my religious sentiment. I have served maker of Tandav series a legal notice. FIRs were also lodged in various part of country, like in Lucknow, is also lodged against the maker of Tandav. I have drafted complaints. I have emailed to relevant authority. Resultantly, which they have been charged under the very serious legal provisions. After that, cast and crew of Tandav were forced to respond, and they replied in my legal notice that they will delete the problematic parts in the series. They will delete the wrong parts from the series. They will delete the part which hurt sentiments of Hindus. They also issued a public apology as per our demand, which is a very successful campaign.
Agree.
This experience of mine motivates me more for doing for my dharma. I think we can succeed. We can succeed. But the issue here is how can we fight against that? How can we all fight against that? I find we can fight for our dharma by sitting in our position. We don't have to change our positions. I can play my role as a lawyer. If you're a businessman, media, activist, writer, in any position, you can fight for your dharma. You can spread the right narrative. For example, with my practice, I founded the new legal web portal named as Live Adalat. The idea of making the Live Adalat is to make legal reporting transparent and accountable. And we are working there to bring the pro nation, pro dharma, pro constitution narrative into legal reporting. Because the legal reporting is also biased. Legal reporting cannot remain limited to the Latin zone. We are taking beyond allied classes. We will report the news of district to district, village to village, every home. We are taking it beyond the elite classes, beyond the business classes. We report the unreported and unhighlighted news. For example, the news of the 8-year-old boy, which I discussed now, that he was persecuted in Pakistan in blasphemy laws. No one has reported that. No any legal portal has reported that. But I reported that. Live Adalat is running that news, running that video, that how Pakistan is misusing blasphemy law against the minority, against the Hindus. The most leading news portals show criminals as activists. For them, criminals are activists if they are Muslim. And Hindus are criminals. Hindus are accused. They mention Umar Khalid as JNU scholar and mention Hindu as terrorist. They defend the killers of Hindus in Delhi riots, which influence the leader, which influence the judiciary, which influence the lawyers. I urge you also that if you are a writer, if you're a legal writer, if you're a content creator, or in any field, you can also help me in building that, in expanding that, in motivating me. You can independently start this kind of portal. You can independently file criminal complaints. I will help you in drafting. You can, but the problem is we have to come forward. We have to write truth. We have to counter the fake narrative which is running against the Hindus. I have done many works beside my practice, some activism. Like I have also served a legal notice to the Tamil Nadu government authorities, the chief minister, and the police officers against the vandalism and demolition of the ancient Shiv Lingam in Tamil Nadu. Because I strongly believe that we can seek justice by taking recourse to legal process. Because this is an assault. This is not a small event. And for the assault, we have to take help of legal remedy. We can counter them with legal remedy. I have also taken action against the constant desecration and attack on the Hindu temples in Andhra Pradesh. I wrote a letter to the CM of Andhra Pradesh calling for the attention to horrendous criminal act being conducted under his eyes, before his eyes. And I urge him to take immediate action against desecration of scores of temples. It is important. The main issue is it is important and that we challenge and bring these matters to public attention. All of you can do the same. It's not, if you are in any position, in any profession, and you need help of a lawyer for running, for saving your Hindu rights, I will be there. Anybody can complain. I will help in drafting the complaints. A layman also can serve the legal notice. This is our duty as a citizen of India. You can also get together, make small groups, connect the like Hindu-minded people, the like-minded people who is passionate about their dharma, who feel proud in their dharma, who feel proud in their Hindu dharma, who want to work for their dharma. We can make the small groups. We can also work individually. We can write the simple complaint letters to the relevant authority, the municipal corporation, the collector, the police, the governor, the chief minister, even PM. You have right to. You can use your right. This is your fundamental right. This is your fundamental duty as a citizen of India to urge for your rights. You can write complaints. You can write a letter to PM of country. You can write a letter to judiciary, which can be turned into the PILs, public interest litigation. You can also file PIL as a group of individual if your rights is violated. If the rights of public at large is violated, you can go to the court and demand your rights. There is legal remedy, there is a constitution, there is democracy. As because this is a fashion, mocking Hindus and Hinduism has become a fashion. And the comedians, like so-called comedians, they are not comedians, like Munawwar Farooqi, who makes insensitive remarks on Bhagwan Ram, on Devi Sita, and he come and put the remarks and then go, and the public laugh on their act. This is the problem. But this is new India. This is new India. He's arrested. He was arrested for his act. He paid a legal for his deed. I would like to say that we can fight against the Hindu hater, but we have to stand together in this. We have to be united. We can combat this war together, like they are doing. Each person can take action, either individual, either in the form of a group. We have to speak out. We have to write. We have to change the narratives. Especially youth, they can do many things. They are very creative. They all can make groups and come together. They can come on roads and ask for their rights. We should be bold enough to tell the truth. We should be bold enough to speak about our rights, to speak about our dharma. We should come together for the war to save our identity, because this is about our survival, our subsistence, our culture, our tradition, our custom, and we have no option other than fighting against the Hindu haters. Thank you. I feel this is my thoughts, and I thank you
Thank
all
you,
for listening
Yukti.
me.
It was very wonderful. We have few questions. Like,
Yes.
for example, we have a person, Sri, asking the question, saying that right to
Yes.
education is a right to information. That is, sorry, Right to Information Act is a good tool for seeking information from government. So, how far are we utilizing it? Is the question.
Yes, right to information is very important, very easy tool, I can say. Anybody can file a RTI and can post his or her RTI about getting information about the government authorities. Any information, like if you see there's a violation of environmental laws, there's violation of any laws, and you want to seek the information how they are working. If you think there's a corruption, if you think your rights are violated, you can ask the government authorities. You can ask the questions to the government authority, and they are bound by law to respond you. The purpose of right to information and the RTI is to help the citizens of country. So anybody can post it and write it, and can also pursue that in court. So this is the very good example, and this is a very important tool to use. I have used it. I have used in many cases for activism for Hindu Dharma, and also other than that. If we want to take any information about any individual who is in the position of government authorities, like you think that any government person is misusing his rights, who is doing discrimination with you, you can ask in the RTI how they work, how the government machinery is working, and they will respond you. They will respond to you within a particular time. It also takes time, but you should be patient in that, and you will definitely get that information.
Yes, Yukti, I would like to add in this. There was a 12th standard student who had put in RTI application seeking information on the social science books, 11th
Yes,
standard, 12th standard social science book, saying that Aurangzeb was a temple builder and provided funds to preserve Hindu temples. Now we know how many temples he broke. And
yes,
she
yes,
asked the
yes,
information, what is the source of it? And lo, what does the NCRT says? It says that it has no source for such information. So that's the way it
yes,
is. That's a good case to get those
yes,
kind of blatantly
yes,
false narratives removed from our textbooks. It can then become a next step. It can become a legal action. It gives you the
yes,
ammo for it, ammunition for it.
yes,
So
yes,
it's really nice. Yuktiji, there's one more question from Kalvai Venkatji, who spoke earlier on the need to know about Christian missionaries and Bible. He has a question for you. He also he says that it's brilliant, Yuktiji. Your work is really brilliant, and he's asking, can we take your advocacies and experience to create the Hindu equivalent of Anti-Defamation League?
yes,
Like, would you like to speak about it? Can we have an Anti-Defamation League? Like, can we have something like legal action group for anti-defamation of Hindus and Hinduism? Can we form such a legal cell or a league where we can come together and act in a organized fashion? Can that be
yes,
possible?
yes. Yes, yes. I believe that we should make some groups, some small groups, like minded groups of advocates who will specifically fight against those who violate our Hindu Dharma, who is defaming Hindus, who is defaming Hindus in any way. Like in books, they are defaming, like through media portals, they are defaming. We should make a group. We can also file a PIL against them that they are intentionally defaming us without any relevant fact. Without facts, they just come and portray us wrong. They have no any fact, there is no any source of information, no any evidences. So we can fight, and we should fight against our defamation. That's how they are defaming daily. This is their daily routine to defame us. So I urge that all the lawyers, and thank you sir for asking the same, and we all should make a group through legal process so that we can fight against those who are defaming the Hindus.
I think Live Adalat is a good initiative by you in this front, because it changes the narrative also in the media zone, and it can also put up, say, model criminal complaints which can assist. Like, if we have model criminal complaints in place, whenever a situation like Tandav occurs, whenever Shivji is seen giving literally mouthing invectives, he was shown mouthing invectives in the teleserial or whatever web series, right?
Web series.
So whenever such things crop up, we can have a standard model criminal complaint drafted by you. Like, I know you had put it up in the social media. People use that. Many people, ordinary citizens, use that to file criminal complaints. So we can have such a good Hindu defamation league, I think.
Yes,
Can
yes.
help us doing that. And
This
then
is the
there's a
main,
question.
yes.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yes, this is the main purpose of Life Adalat, to become a pro nation, to help our peoples. I will also draft some formats, some complaints, so that every Hindu can help. can take help from that. If their Hindu rights will be violated, they can use that template. I will be there to help. Live Adalat will be there to help. And I will also there share that in the social media, that if anybody needs any type of draft and complaints, if their Hindu rights are violated, I will help to give them all the draft. The Live Adalat will help them.
And then there's a
Yes.
question here. A person is asking whether a foreign citizen of Indian origin, a Hindu, file a PIL or an RTI application.
Yes. Can you repeat the question? Foreign citizen
Foreign
in
citizen
India.
of Indian origin, like the person is an Indian Hindu origin, but is a
Yes.
foreign citizen, can he file an PIL whenever Hindu rights have been violated, or in RTI? I think there should be no problems. What's
Yes.
your
Yes.
thought?
Yes. He can write, he can file the PIL if his rights is violated in India. If the offense is committed in India against him, so he can file the case, he can file the PIL in India. But if the offense is committed or his rights are violated in the foreign country where he's residing, then he have to file there. But his rights is violated in India, being and he's currently living in India, so he can file here. It's all about where the offense is committed. If the offense is committed in India, he can file his complaint or he can file PIL here. But the purpose of main PIL is that the rights of group of individual is violated. The public at large is affected. If the public at
Yes.
large is affected, the group is affected, he can file his PIL here.
For example, Wendy Doniger had come up with a book which is blatantly anti-Hindu, Hindu hatred. She had written really nonsense about Lord Bhagwan Krishna in it. I, there was an RSS wing which had filed a PIL, and Advocate Monica Arora had taken up the
Yes.
case. I remember they were forced to retract portions of the book which was highly objectionable. So that was done. Wendy, so that was really done. That was a good job done.
Yes, we can do
So
that. Yes.
so that was a good initiative. And then we have this that, for example, in live adalat, you also set the narrative right of calling, like the other portals, web portals, legal web portals like Bar Bench. I don't want to take names, but still we have the Bar Bench, and then the other ones,
Live
which
law.
live law, which actually call people like Omar Khalid and even Stan Swami, whom we know was a pastor, an evangelist with Maoist sentiment. I mean, literally, he was the Maoist front. Like we had him as the accused, right?
Yes.
And then they call him an activist for tribal rights, but they were actually converting, the process was first converting the tribals and turning them against us. Even calling them
Yeah.
tribals is wrong. They were Banvasis.
Yes.
They have a knowledge. I mean, we have great, rich tradition as Vanvasis. They have the beautiful traditions, the rituals. They have knowledge of how to take care of ecology. All that is being lost because they're being converted and turned against us. They made
Yes.
violent. So, like, you are doing that in showing what they are. So please talk about
Yes.
Live Adalat trying to change the narrative.
Yes. The main purpose of live adalat is to change the narrative, to change the legal narrative, to say that that is wrong, to say that yes, this is right. Yes, you have given the right example of Stan Swami, and they have written that he is an activist, how good he is in jail, how good he has activated for the people. But the live adalat has written him the accused, because everyone who has cases on them, his or her, that person is accused. So we have to write that that is accused, but they play with the terms. They think these other legal portals thing that people don't know about the laws, so they play with the legal terms. For them, accused, activist, criminal, they play with these terms. They support Stan Swami indirectly, and they support the JNU criminals. I will say they were criminals, they accused, but for them, they are activists. And this is the ongoing process. So I'm trying to defame them. I'm trying to defame them through this live adalat. And legally campaigning. We have campaigned legally on live adalat, like in Bengal riots also. Now CBI
Yeah,
investigation is going in the Bengal riots. We have all, and also at the time of the hearing of Delhi riots, we put the right narrative, we put the right decisions. We did not play with the term. We did not interpret the terms according to any ideology. We say what is right. We say what is going in the court. We don't change what is right. You can also see that on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram,
yeah.
everywhere, where the stories of live adalat, and you will feel that we should follow that. We should see how we have changed the narratives.
Yeah, I
Yes.
can see that in Dilbar Negi's case lately, we had a young boy who was literally by Islamists, his hands and legs were chopped off and then he was burned, right? And then we had a story by the other portals saying that he was simply burned. He died of burn. I mean, they
Yes,
never mentioned that
they
his
say
hand.
that. Yeah. They say that the porters, that he was killed because of the fire, that some individuals have put a fire in the sweet shop. So in that fire, he was killed, but he was murdered. His both hands were destroyed. We can see that in reports, like how he was killed, but they didn't take even the name that the boy is Dilbar Negi. But in comparison, when there is a Muslim boy, they take the name that the Muslim boy was killed by Hindu mob. So they play with the terms, they play with the titles, they play with the small legal terms, and they destroy the narratives. And the problem is that it affects the whole judiciary, it affects the lawyers. So I am trying to, and there is
Yes.
no any legal portal who will say right. There's
Yeah.
a leading, these some leading portals are completely biased, and people also feel that they regularly say that they're showing wrong. This is wrong. But I find a solution. I think that I should start that and put the right things in a right direction.
Yes, that's true. Many of these legal portals are actually like shadow, have been running by certain activists whom we know are being funded from abroad. I mean,
Yes.
we do know certain eminent
These
names who are
portals are also funded. These
funded by
portals
them. We
are
know
funded
them.
from them.
Yeah,
That's why
we
they
know them
support
very
them.
well. We know them
Yes.
very well. For certain reasons, we are not taking their names.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, you can see the same advocates in that Hadia case. I mean, that Akhila Ashokan Hadia case, and even in the Swami Sabrimala case and the Ram Janmabhoomi case. I
Yes.
mean, you get the drift of what I'm saying. Right? Um,
Yes.
and then one more important question was, like in the Sabrimala case, the actual petitioners were not Hindus. They claimed that they wanted to go to the Sabrimala Mandir. They wanted women from 4 to 40, 50 years, from 10 to 50 years age, the menstruating age, to be allowed inside the temple when the Bhagwan is a Naishtika Brahmin. Naishtika Brahmachari, not Naishtika Brahmachari. A Brahmachari has his own sets of rules, and it is the deity's house. We are supposed to pray to the deity according to his rules. He or she, we have even matas, right? We have the Bhagwati Mata temple where only women pray in Kerala. these petitioners in the Sabrimala case were Muslims. The original petitioner, but they used the forum called as some legal action forum or some such thing, a secular name, but the petitioners were Muslims. And then it brought about a case where the Supreme Court grandly said, this is discrimination against women. It is against their fundamental rights. Women should be allowed to go for 10 to 40 years age, should be allowed. It's not as though they are not allowed at all. We are not like the mosque. Mosques are the place where women are not allowed at all. They don't want to even address it. So can Hindus, like the Muslims and the Christian, jihadists and the Christianists, I would like to use this phrase, they're constantly attacking us. So like the way they attack us legally, can we Hindus do the same? Petition the court saying that why shouldn't Muslim women be allowed in mosques?
Yes, we can do. Yes, we can do that. The problem is that we don't do that. We think that what should we do? Why should we do that? Their rights are being violated. The Muslim women's rights are largely violated, and that one example is the abrogation of triple talaq, that talaq-e-biddat is removed. So this is also done by the Hindus, by petition of Hindus, all the people. So we can do, but we should have to do the same. We can ask in the courts. There are many provisions which are discriminatory to the women. In the Muslims, like there's many other talaq also, like a talaq-e-biddat is like when we are saying the talaq regularly. There are talaq-e-hasan, talaq, many types of talaq in which way they give talaq after 1 month. They will say talaq 1 month, like after the gap of 1 month, they will again say talaq. So this is also wrong. This is also discriminatory. That women have no right to give talaq, only men has right to talaq.
Yes.
After that, there are laws, after the Ishrat Jahan case and all, laws have come about the women, the maintenance, the regular, and I think that there will be a UCC, and we are trying, and the government is trying for bringing the UCC, that the laws will become equal, but we can fight that because this is a crime against women. First of all, not a Hindu woman, not a Muslim woman. So we can do the same. The question is very good. And the question is very good. We can also file a same petition.
I would like to wrap up in just one last question. Please answer this briefly because we are running out of time. Sorry. One last question is, a person is asking whether a Catholic church can be, a case can be, a PIL can be filed against the Catholic Church for discriminating against women not becoming women priests in churches.
Yes,
women pastors.
Yes. The complaint can be filed. It depends on the issue. The women can come before and file a group that they are being discriminated for being not selected as a church priest. So they can file a complaint. They can file a PIL.
Yeah, that's very nice. Yukti ji, this was a very beautiful session and it was really enlightening. And I hope that many youngsters around and even the elderly, the middle-aged people around take inspiration from you, shed the chalta hai attitude and start first by recognizing and fighting the battle in the mind, because the battle is mostly in the mind. We need to decolonize ourselves.
Yes.
It's very heartening to see young women like you not being cluttered by the secular narrative. It's really heartening, and people should take a leaf out of your experiences to combat this problem. Now, I would like to, with this, I like to end our valedictory session. Now we move on to the vote of thanks session, and I would like to invite Dr. Priyanka Tripathi to give the vote of thanks to conclude the event, 2-day long conference where we had a beautiful array of great delegates enlightening us with their beautiful speeches, wonderful speeches. Thank you.
डॉक्टर प्रियंका स्टार्ट करें उसके पहले क्विक क्वेश्चन युक्ति जी, कई लोगों ने पूछा है कि आपके साथ संपर्क कैसे करें, तो आप चैट में अपना ट्विटर हैंडल या जो भी आपको पब्लिक में डालना है प्लीज डाल दीजिए।
Sure. Yes, I'm sending my Twitter handle. Thank you.
Thank you for that message.
Namaskar. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. So I think I'm going to read a few lines I have written. I think vote of thanks would be Rajiv sir will give. Whatever I have written is in Hindi. किसी ने सुझाए सन्मार्ग, किसी ने बताए मार्ग, किसी ने सुझाए सन्मार्ग, किसी ने बताए मार्ग, 2 दिनों तक किया विचार, हिंदुओं के प्रति कैसा हो वैश्विक सदाचार। धर्मसूत्र महाकाव्यों को सबने खंगाला, ज्ञान चक्षु तृप्त हुए पीकर वेद धर्म शास्त्रों की हाला। विद्वानों के उपनिषद से प्रज्ञा हुई जागृत, मन के सभी विवर्त हुए अनावृत। जिन आदर्शों की बात कही गई, उन्हें जीवन में देना होगा स्थान। आचरणीय कर्तव्यों से संबद्ध होगा तभी सबका ज्ञान। प्रांजल होगा आत्मबोध जब हम अणु से अनंत बनेंगे। हिंदू और हिंदुत्व का सम्मान सर्वत्र करेंगे। जंग लगे कवच उतरेंगे जब सकल हिंदुत्व का आभास होगा। जंग लगे कवच उतरेंगे तब जब सकल हिंदुत्व का आभास होगा। यही तो हमारे कर्तव्यों का नया इतिहास होगा। धन्यवाद। सबसे पहले मैं धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करना चाहूंगी ग्लोबल हिंदू फाउंडेशन के आयोजकों का, जिन्होंने बड़े ही विधिवत और सुव्यवस्थित ढंग से इस सम्मेलन का आयोजन किया। सम्मेलन कहें या इसे ज्ञान का यज्ञ कहें, इसका उन्होंने आयोजन किया, इसके लिए आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। और हम सभी हृदय से आभार व्यक्त करते हैं उन प्रतिभागियों का जो विश्व के विभिन्न स्थानों से आए और उन्होंने अपनी अधिकतम उपस्थिति प्रदान की, और आपकी उपस्थिति और सहभागिता ने हमें एक सकारात्मक ऊर्जा प्रदान की। आपका धन्यवाद। हमारे सम्मेलन में पधारे सभी मूर्धन्य विद्वान, शिक्षाविद, कार्यकर्ता, विशेषज्ञ और सभी विद्वज्जनों के प्रति हम सभी कृतज्ञता ज्ञापित करते हैं, जिन्होंने अपना बहुमूल्य समय हमें दिया और अपने ज्ञान और अनुभव से हमारा मार्गदर्शन किया। आपके आशीर्वाद के बिना यह सम्मेलन पूर्ण नहीं हो सकता था। आप सभी को कोटि कोटि धन्यवाद। इस सम्मेलन के प्रारंभ से अंत नहीं कहूंगी, क्योंकि ये एक नई शुरुआत है। इस सम्मेलन के प्रारंभ से लेकर विराम तक जिन्होंने अथक रूप से प्रयास किया, निस्वार्थ भाव से अनवरत प्रयास किया, वो है हमारी टीम। और सत्र की मध्यस्थता करने वाले, सत्र को सफल रूप से चलाने वाले मॉडरेटर्स, मीडिया के लोग जिन्होंने तकनीकी सहायता प्रदान की, इन सभी को हृदय से आभार व्यक्त करते हैं और अभिनंदन करते हैं जिन्होंने सफलतापूर्वक संचालन किया। इसके साथ ही प्रत्यक्ष और अप्रत्यक्ष रूप से इस सम्मेलन को सफल बनाने के लिए जिन्होंने भी सहयोग दिया, उन सभी के प्रति हम लोग साधुवाद ज्ञापित करते हैं। हम आशा करते हैं कि निश्चित रूप से इस सम्मेलन के माध्यम से आप सभी अनुप्रेरित हुए होंगे और भविष्य में शीघ्र ही ऐसे ही किसी सम्मेलन में आपसे पुनः संगम होगा। और इसी आशा के साथ जय श्री राम, जय हिंदू, जय हिंद।
So thank you very much all. We will adjourn this thing shortly. Just one last thing that I have to say, I have to point out. Very, very thanks to, there are a special set of people here. I have to take their names, so bear with me. If you noticed throughout this, so we have done what, 40 sessions, 40 hours, and you can imagine how much effort it takes. But there is one thing I want to point out, that this is a product of by our Nari Shakti. The whole team consisted of the Nari Shakti here, and there is one term that gets used very often, that is women empowerment. That I just want to point out that that doesn't seem right, or it is not right. The correct term is invoking Shakti. So we invoke Shakti to make things happen, and this is precisely what was done here. All these wonderful ladies, Anjali, Richa, Priyanka, and you and Gayatri, you can see the Shakti on their faces, that they are the ones who not only made this happen, but they are going to make so many other things happen in the future, and you can see that potential here. With that, namaskar all. This conference is hereby adjourned. Have a good, safe, and healthy living, and hope to see you all again in some forum or somewhere pretty soon. Namaskar.
Jai Shri Ram.